What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? I think this is it. I think this is my last video to get caught up with. I believe. I believe I'm caught up after this. This is going to be my review for Ambition Season 1, Episode 5. So this is the last late video because I'm not going to do Girls Trip. So I taped it to see if I was going to review it. I couldn't even finish looking at it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sit through it. So no, I'm not going to review that. I believe this is it. So anyway, let's get it started. So some of you, well, go and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. Welcome all my new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So look, I don't know if y'all saw on my last review, I kind of messed up a little bit and I added a little addendum at the end. I couldn't splice it together. My computer was giving me a hard time, so I just uploaded it as a separate little 3-minute snippet. But I forgot some important information. The mayor's into S&M, and his chief of staff is his dominatrix, baby. So I'm sure we'll see more of that. I'm sure that's not the last that we're going to see of that, because they wouldn't have put it in there unless it came back in some way. So we picked this episode up with Peter's confronting Robin Givens and her dad, basically saying, look, y'all said y'all could deliver. Y'all said y'all would bring me Thelma's place. You ain't do it, and I'm out. And I'm no longer your client. I'm taking my portfolio and I'm hitting the road. And her father tried to threaten him like he had some information, or he had some inside stuff on him, and dude didn't even blink. He was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. So, and I'm still walking out the door. So I don't know, whatever information he thought he had must not have been nothing that Peters was scared of. So Robin Givens, I'm sorry, yeah, I know I want to keep calling that woman Jackie, but I know her, Stephanie. Stephanie then chased him down the hall and basically was like, so what is it that we need to do to keep your business? And he was like, I don't think there's anything you can do. She was like, okay, whatever. Tell me what you need. He was like, I need you to double my portfolio. And of course he threw that out there because I'm pretty certain he didn't think she could do it. And y'all know how she is. She takes everything as a personal threat, a personal challenge. Like, oh, you think I can't do it? Watch what I'm about to do. So she ends up going back to her dad and telling her father, look, this is what he said he need in order for us to, to keep his business. And her father was like, how in the world are you going to do that? She was like, you leave it up to me. We're going to figure it out. And she's already got a plan that she's working on. We'll get to that later. But she already got a plan that she's working on. And her father was like, look, let me tell you something. Basically, if you don't get him back up in this, if you don't get this client back, you're fired because you did what I told you not to do. You went behind my back. You promised something that you didn't deliver, and you're the reason why we lost this client. He was like, so I know. And she just laughed, right? He was like, oh, I know. I've threatened you with that before, and so you probably don't believe me. But please, please, please believe me when I tell you, you don't get him back in here as a client, you're fired. That's it. It's a wrap. So then on the other side of town, we see Amara and Titus. They still living their best life. He done bought her coffee in the middle of the day at work. And they were all, oh, thank you so much. How did you get up here? Oh, you always know what I need before I need it, baby this and baby that. So it was all, all good in the hood. And then here come who walking in the door? Damon. So it's bad enough that Damon is back. Well, not back, but that Damon's in Atlanta. But then she found out at the same time her husband found out, which was probably a good thing because she probably wouldn't have told him. So it's probably a good thing that he knew because she probably wouldn't have told him, and then he would have found out on the back end, and it really would have been an issue. But instantly, Titus was like straight face attitude, and of course the boss and she all happy and excited, things worked out so great with you, Amara. I just couldn't pass up a chance to get another crackerjack lawyer from Birmingham, and the space became available. And she was like, so he's going to be working in this office? She was like, no, he'll be in narcotics, but, we're glad to have him. Honey, Titus was like, Damon talking about some, how then they started doing that whole subliminal, they playing the who's, what is bigger than who's game. She was like, he said, Damon was like, good to see you, Titus, and he was like, yeah, He was like, I heard you got that new job at Purefoy. He was like, yeah, I had to get out of town. Some things was making my life miserable there, and I had to get away before I did something I was going to regret. And of course, Damon was like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things work out better for you. They playing that whole subliminal message game, and the poor boss, Amara's boss, sitting on the sideline looking at them like, okay, what's going on here? All right, well, Damon, let me, go introduce you to the rest of the office because she ain't know how to handle that, baby. So down to Titus' place. I mean, I said Titus' place. Down to Thelma's place. Um, Brielle is down there doing what she's doing, trying to get these signatures and everything. And Hamilton is there. He eating, and they kind of cozied up a little bit. You could tell they've been doing, maybe talking a little bit, and maybe even hung out a couple of times. But you could tell their relationship, they're a little cozy. And just at that moment, the mayor walks in, and he was like, so you getting all cozy with the one person who trying to, ruin my career? And she was like, look, it ain't even like that. He down here trying to help me get my signatures and stuff because you done forgot where you came from and you ain't trying to help us. And so he was like, and I heard that Amara's sniffing around down here too. She was like, what is the problem? Like, now you got a problem with who I'm friends with? And the mayor was like, you need to be paying attention to who's becoming your friend and why. Like, they sniffing around you trying to get dirt on me, and you need to be paying attention to that. And she was like, oh, so you can't believe that they my friend because they want to be my friend. They got to be my friend because they trying to get to you. She was like, man, whatever, miss me with that. So he was like, no, pay attention. I'm telling you, pay attention to what they doing. Um, and he kind of got in her head a little bit. We'll get to that in a minute. Then Miss Bella sitting in her empty ass apartment trying to get her phone service cut back on and talking about something. This gonna be in my name only, right? And who come knocking at the door? The little boyfriend, the little football player boyfriend, ex-football player. And y'all know he saw the mayor come up out her apartment. So she thought she was about to, sell him this whole my house got robbed story. He walked up in there and was like, so, what happened here? And she was like, my house got robbed. Like, they took everything. He was like, yeah. He was like, so he asked her something else and she lied. He was like, you a better liar than I thought. She was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I saw him leaving here. I saw the mayor leave up out of here. He was like, so what kind of sick game are y'all playing that you sat there and had sex with me while the mayor was in the other room? He made me do it. You just don't understand. He's manipulative and I'm scared of him and he made me do it. Because I told him I wanted to be with you and not with him anymore. And dude was just like, and he was looking at her like, so you lied to me about that's his son, right? So your son, he's the father. You told me it was a one night stand. It was. You're lying. It was. It was. I mean, don't believe. Not you're lying. She was like, it was. That he's not the father. He's not the father. He was just like, he said, I tell you what. I still think you were lying, conniving. You know what? But I don't think that it's right for the mayor to be treating any woman the way he's treating you. And I'm get him. I'm gonna get him. And then he rolls out the apartment and she yelling after him, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm like, see, you playing games. Because now you done gave him information, ammunition, and you don't know what he about to do with it. But we're gonna again, we'll get to that in a minute. Miss Bella like to play with all the way fire. All the way fire. So then we see Titus and Amara. Amara is like, what are you? I'm not Titus, daggone it, Damon. Amara's like, what are you doing here? Like, you cannot be here. Like, hello. And he said, look, a job became available and I took advantage of it. So, like, stop tripping. She was like, look, you know that this is over with us. Like, there's no chance that this is going to be a thing. Don't flatter yourself. That ain't why I'm here. He was like, but you never know. We might be able to get to know each other. Some mess he was saying. Basically, he was like, I'm not here for you, but if that's a perk, then why not? It'd be a cool thing. And she was like, no way, no how. It's not happening. Me and my husband are just trying to get our shit together. Ain't nobody got time for this with you. Oh, Lord. Them two. Now, Stephanie is putting her plan in place. Y'all remember on last episode, the whole her sorority sister who has the husband that has the big appliance deal or whatever. He's trying to get she went to her to, okay, so this is the plan. Let me get it together. The plan to get Peters back is to get him the airport concession. Remember what Bella wanted, basically to open up a store at the airport. And she was like, this is one of the biggest airports in the world. It'll double his income. Anything he opens up in that airport will take care of the income. But in order for her to get the mayor to sign on for that, because the mayor ain't trying to go for that, she has to give the mayor a bargaining chip. So the bargaining chip that she's trying to get the mayor is getting that appliance plant bought in town. Now remember, they worked on it last week, and the wife, Stephanie tried to talk to the wife and get the wife to sign on or whatever. And the wife was like, look, he does what he wants to do. That's his business. I don't interfere. Like, it's really nothing I can do to help y'all get him to bring his plant here to Atlanta. Sorry. But this week, Stephanie plays her trump card. And what we find out is, once upon a time, this line sister / sororities, well, it would be the same thing, but sorority sister, but line sister is a little deeper when they line sisters. She was cheating on, she tells a story about how, my line sister, was cheating on her husband, and she was hanging out with rockers and doing drugs and living this crazy life while her husband was out building his empire. And one night she calls me because one of those little rockers then died in her pool, and she needed me to help her clean up the mess. And guess what? I did. And I never told a soul, and I never did anything to betray her trust. But now I need something from her. And her, so it's the sorority sister, the wife of the guy that they want to try to get his plant in Atlanta. And she was like, Stephanie, like, really? That's what you're doing now? Like, you gonna blackmail me? She was like, look, that was many years ago. Me and him are in a better place. Like, stop. I told you he doesn't listen to me when it comes to business. I don't get in his business. So even if I made the suggestion, it wouldn't mean anything. Stephanie was like, well, I tell you what. I'm going to give you some questions that I need you to get him to answer. And with that information, I'll get what I need. So she blackmailing the line sister into helping her out. So with that guarantee, she figures that she's going to be able to get what she needs. She goes to Peters and tells him her plan. Like, look, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to do this to get that. So you're going to get this airport concession. Peters was like, I'm a builder. I'm not a merchant. Like, I don't need no, what is a store going to do? What good is that going to do me in Atlanta's airport? She said, well, I see in your portfolio you own a bar. He was like, please understand, the money that come in through that bar is not legitimate business. She was like, let me stop you right there before you tell me something that I'm going to have to tell somebody else. It doesn't matter where the money comes from. We will put your bar into one of our restaurant groups, which means that it'll become a part of a franchise, which means that you will make money hand over fist. And whatever money you got coming through your little bar will triple, double, quadruple, however the money is coming in. So, of course, he's using the bar to launder money. The more legitimate profit the bar can make, the more he can launder money through the bar. So, of course, he like, ding, 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 want a chicken dinner. So then we see their daughter, Stephanie and Evan's daughter. She's still having the affair with the Purefoy girl. And she's telling her, look, I feel like all we do is have sex. We don't never go out in public. We don't never do nothing together. All we do is have sex. Now, here's what I find interesting. Because the girl was like, look, we can't go out in public. Like, we can't do that. Like, I would love for us to spend time together outside of here. But, we just can't take that risk. And Stephanie's daughter was like, well, look, I deserve more than that. I deserve more. Like, like, I'm not going to be your little play toy, that you just play with in the apartment. Like, we're going to do more together, or I can't do this. She said, look, why don't you come to I'm doing some spoken word, some poetry. Why don't you come to that? And she was like, did you not hear anything I just said? We can't go out in public. She was like, but It's a off the beaten path, hole in the wall. It's very bohemian. Ain't nobody there really gonna be checking for us like that. Ain't nobody really gonna be tripping. Now I got a couple of things that I got an issue with on this. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this little storyline right now. First of all, let me say this. Do any of y'all look at what's that show? The Grand Hotel. It comes Grand Hotel. I don't review it or anything, but I watch it. And it's a very similar situation going on Grand Hotel, where you have the mother of the hotel owner, or stepdaughter, excuse me, of the hotel owner. She's gotten involved in a lesbian relationship with one of the hotel workers, and all they did was sneak around and like weren't going out in public or whatever. And the girl was like, "Look, why can't we go to dinner? Why can't we go to the movies? Why can't we do anything together?" She was like, "I'm just not comfortable with anybody seeing us together." And here's my thing, especially and don't kill me in the comments, y'all. And if I'm being ignorant, be nice and tell me I'm being ignorant. But what I'm saying is this. Y'all are two women hanging out. I hang out with my friends all the time. Nobody assumes that we're a couple. Nobody assumes we're doing anything nefarious. Nobody assumes that it's a lesbian relationship, or at least not to my face, they don't. So why can't two women go out? Like, that don't mean y'all got to be holding hands. That don't mean y'all got to be hugged up. That don't mean y'all got to be kissing on each other. But if you want to go out on a date, y'all can go to dinner and nobody think twice about it. Y'all can go to the movies and nobody think twice about it. I mean, as long as y'all not doing no PDA, I don't see what the issue is. Now, maybe it's the issue of our families hate each other, and maybe that's why we shouldn't be seen together. But if it's just because of the whole lesbian thing, like, that's stupid to me. But okay. The other thing is, she invited, and the daughter ended up walking out. I forgot the daughter's name, but she ended up walking out. She was like, "I deserve better than this, and I'm not about to sit here and be your plaything." So we see later on in the episode, I'm gonna go on and just finish them up. We see later on in the episode, the Purefoy girl shows up at the event. Now, the girl done told you it's a real off the wall, off the beaten path type club. It's very bohemian. So that would have been a perfect opportunity for you to come in there, maybe with your hair in a ponytail, maybe dressed down a little bit, jeans, a t-shirt, a tank top, maybe you don't wear a Birkin bag. You know what I'm saying? But no, you walk up in the joint looking like you just stepped out of a magazine. You know what I mean? Full makeup, hair out, dress. I'm like boom, boom, boom. So you're going to automatically draw attention to you. Had you come in there low key, maybe people wouldn't have noticed who you were. Then she going to come off the stage and give you a kiss on the lips, talking about some thank you so much, and they all hugged up. See, again, I get it. But again, if y'all want to keep a low profile, there was ways to keep a low profile without doing that. And of course, somebody took a picture. So we already know what's about to happen with that. Anyway, back to the mayor's house. So Stephanie is telling the mayor her plan. And he was like, "Why would I give the airport concession to Peters, Peters?" And she was like, "Because you're going to give me the airport concession and I'm going to get you your plan. It's going to bring all these jobs to Atlanta. Unemployment's going to go down. You'll have more money to do stuff like, health care and all of that." Because I know he's really trying to get to the governor's mansion. So basically, she's like, "This will hype up your resume for the step that you're trying to make next. So if you give me what I want, I'm going to give you what you want." And the mayor was like, "So how did you convince them to bring?" She was like, "Don't worry about how it went down. Just trust me that it's going to happen." He was like, "If you can bring it to me, if it's not just talk, if you can actually bring it to me and deliver, we good to go." Now, in the meantime, and in between time, Stephanie talking about she got somebody in the living room and she's being rude to them. And she was like, "Come and say hi before you leave," because the mayor, of course, is on his way out the house. He on his way out the door. She was like, "Well, come on and stop. We don't want to be rude." Guess who's sitting up in the living room boo-hooing, crying her eyes out? That damn Bella. Bella is a mess. And Bella is playing with fire. And when she get burnt, baby, she gonna get all the way burnt. Now, you already know that your little boyfriend, your little football boyfriend got some ammunition and he done already told you he gonna use it, okay? You don't know how he's gonna use it. You don't know what he gonna do with it yet. You just know he's gonna use it. Bella shows up crying, boo-hooing to Stephanie, talking about my house was robbed. They took everything, including your dress that I was making you for, whatever the next event is that she needs it for. So, of course, Stephanie don't really care nothing about Bella. She care about her dress. She was like, you going to be able to make another one? She said, I don't know. I don't even have a sewing machine. Stephanie was like, look, this is what we about to do, okay? Number one, oh, we going to get you a sewing machine. We going to get you whatever it is you need so you can make my dress. Number two, it doesn't make sense for you to have to drive all the way to the Bankses and come back and forth with you and I don't know the boy's name, but you and your son. I was gonna make up a name, but I don't want to be disrespectful. I was gonna say Pablo, but I know that ain't right. So y'all can stay here in our guest house. And of course, the mayor is standing there. He getting hot. Oh, he mad. He getting hot. And he's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And of course, she's playing that. Oh, I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. And Stephanie was like, no, I'll hear none of it. And as a matter of fact, ain't no need for you to drive all the way home tonight. We'll put you up in the guest room tonight. You can stay here, and the guest house will be ready for you tomorrow. So, baby, I'm telling you, if looks could kill, Bella would have been dead. And like I said, she playing with fire. Because when Stephanie find out, because she will find out. When Stephanie find out, it's gonna be a whole nother set of issues, okay? Um Stephanie, and as they're walking out, and again, this I let you know that it's all about appearances, and she just want that damn dress. Because on their way out, Stephanie was like, "Can you please lean on Atlanta PD to try to get her stuff as fast as possible?" He was like, "Oh, believe me, we will. Yeah, because all that stuff you had sitting in storage, you're gonna make sure you find it. It's gonna show up at her apartment miraculously tomorrow." All right, so back over here with Amara and Titus. Amara goes home. Titus ain't even looking at her. Titus ain't got nothing to say to her. Titus is like, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "I talked to him. I don't know why he's here. It's nothing I can do about it, but trust me, it's not going to affect us. It's not going to have anything to do with us." He was like, "Look, please know that the longer he's here, the more problems it's going to be for us. In other words, I don't know if we're going to make it if he's this close to us. All that work that we did and all the strides that we made to move past this is right back in my face. And I don't know if we're going to be able to move forward." Then we see and he leaves. He was like, "Look, I'm going for a drive." So Amara's in the shower. Who up in the house but the crazy ass Damon? See, this was more than a fair. Damon crazy as hell. Damon up in the house. She in the shower. He done picked up some of her underwear. He's sniffing her underwear. And she comes out the shower and she thinks she hears something. So she's like, Titus, is that you?" When she comes out, she looks around. Of course, she don't see nothing. She go back in the bathroom, brushing her teeth and stuff. And it's him. He's sneaking out. But of course, he stops to look at her. I said, "Oh, this fool crazy. Titus gonna end up killing him, and it's gonna be a whole nother set of issues." I see that. Damon is gonna die before the end of this season, but I believe Titus is gonna be the one. Either Titus or Amara gonna be the one to do it, and then it's gonna be a whole self-defense situation. I see it because he crazy as hell. Um, Brielle and Hamilton. Brielle goes and confronts Hamilton like, "Look, are you really just trying to get close to me because of my brother?" And he was like, "So your brother done got in your head, huh?" He was like, "No." He said, "I would be a liar to say that wasn't my reason for going into Thelma's place. But very soon after, my interests were about you, and it wasn't even about your brother anymore." She was like, "Look, you a liar, you a politician. I can't believe nothing." She was like, "You're gonna have to prove to me that you really mean that. Like, you're gonna have to prove it to me." And she was like, "Well," he was like, "Well, how am I supposed to do that?" She was like, "Figure it out." So next thing you know, we see her rolling up into Thelma's place. It's candle lit. It's the lights are out. It's all candle lit. Hamilton sitting there. He's like, "Yeah, I'm here to show you, put my money where my mouth is." And she was like, "We ain't got time for that. The dinner crowd is gonna be in here any minute." He was like, "I done rented the restaurant out for the night. I already settled up the bill with with the chick that works with them, and we good to go. It's me and you tonight." She was like, "Boy, please." He was like, He done got her favorite meal. He done found out what her favorite food is to eat. He got her favorite meal. He done put her favorite song on the jukebox, Luther Vandross, "If This World Were Mine." He got the foot spa. He done put her feet in the foot spa, the foot soak. He was like, "Look, How about for one night? She said, let's talk about these petitions. How we gonna get these signatures? He said, look, we're gonna take care of the petitions. We're gonna take care of the signatures. But how about for tonight? You just let somebody take care of you. Stop worrying about how you want to take care of everybody. Let somebody take care of you. Baby, he could have bought me. So then we see the boyfriend. Last but not least, I think it's the last but not, no, we got one more thing. So, this is running long, y'all. The boyfriend, he got a little a little TV show. He does the sports on a little TV show. And so at the end of his broadcast, he talks trash about the mayor. He starts talking about, the mayor ain't this and the mayor ain't that, and the mayor's a terrible person and he's a slime, talk shit about him. So when he's leaving out at the end of his shift, he on his way to the car, he sees the mayor standing by his car. And he turns his phone, he has an Apple Watch or whatever, and he turns it on and he starts recording. I thought it was just an audio, but we end up seeing that it's audio and it's a picture. And basically him and the mayor go back and forth, and he was like, what you did to Bella is wrong. And the mayor was like, what I do to Bella? Did you see me do anything to Bella? And he was like, whatever, and they go back and forth. And then he tried to take a swing at the mayor. And the mayor's bodyguards are there, and they end up whooping his ass. To make a long story short, they got Apple Jacks, and they end up, and they call them Apple Jacks, and they call them things. And they end up, no, they don't call them Apple Jacks. Apple Jack is something else. Anyway, the little batons that come out, and they end up whooping his ass. And the mayor was like, you think I was gonna let you talk trash about me? This is my city. And that's when you see that it's also a visual recording as well as an audio recording. And the mayor basically tells the mayor, he's like, screw you. And the mayor ends up kicking him again. And he ended up being passed out. But the watch didn't get broken, so he got it all on tape. The attack. And even though the mayor doesn't necessarily admit to doing anything with Bella, the fact that he showed up and he whooped his ass because of what he said about him on TV, that's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? That ain't a good look. Last but not least, now this is last. Last but not least, I think it is. Um, Stephanie shows up at Peter's office and delivers to him the documents for the airport concession. And it's really it's a pre-approval letter. It's not the finalized contract. Oh, we see Stephanie meet with Damon, but ain't nothing really with that. She was just like, did you make contact? Blah blah blah. Ain't nothing really go down with that. And Peters was like, so what's this? She was like, it's a pre-qualification letter. Like, you good to go. You're gonna get your bar at the airport. And he was like, okay, all right, well, as long as everything is everything. She was like, so this mean we got we have you back as a client? And he was like, as long as this is legit, as long as this goes through, he said, but let me tell you something, if you screw me again, that's gonna be a problem. And he leans in to kiss her. She picks up the letter cutter off of his desk, like she don't want him to kiss her, and she puts it to his throat. And y'all know he ain't scared of it, because he was like, "This, you the second person of this family to put a knife to my throat." And he leaned into it like he leaned into the last one. Next thing you know, she uses the knife cutter, the letter opener, to cut open his shirt, to pop off his buttons. Next thing you know, they having sex on the desk. Baby, that's about to be a whole nother set of problems. Anyway, this review ran long. I'm so sorry. But let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.